All right, so for the third gun tonight, this is the AR Platform 350 Legend. This is an 18-inch Bear Creek Arsenal barrel. The first ammo we're going to be shooting is the American Whitetail 350 Legend, and it is 170 grain soft point. I will tell you, having this gun at the range, it did not like injecting from the magazine these rounds in up the ramp into the chamber. Just a little something about Bear Creek, but it is getting dark and I've got to hurry. I missed hunting this evening, so I hope you enjoy this. All right, so this was the Hornady hollow point that I recovered. I mean, I would have expected more. It did not really expand much larger than the actual bullet diameter. But anyway. All right, so next up is the Winchester. This is the 180 grain bear, hog, and deer bullet. So let's see what it does. All right, so that is the Winchester 180 grain. That is about the weirdest looking hollow point or soft point explosion I believe I've ever seen. How jagged and reversed that it is. But I found it in the bucket, so it went all the way through. All right, let's do it again. All right, so next up is the Winchester 160 grain hollow point. It's a soft point hollow point that is for bear, deer, and hog. So let's see what this one does. Did it do anything? Yeah. Okay, so I left it running. That is about the most impressive 350 Legend bullet I have seen yet. That one is pretty magnificent. I like that. All right, last but not the least is the Winchester Copper Impact, and hopefully I can see well enough to hit it. Job.
Alright, welcome back to the third video for tonight. This is the follow-up or continuation of the 350 Legend. I did go ahead and divide the first two videos up just because of how long I made them. I got to figure out what makes you guys happy quicker, get through it, or a little bit more information about them. Anyways, we're going to quickly jump through this. The 350 Legend. Between shooting this first video and today, having hunted and talked to different ones, my nephew took a deer this weekend with 350 Legend, and he got talking to me about the bullets, and I said, well, that's funny, I just done some testing on those, and I had pictures on my phone of the videos after I just made hand scratch notes doing the weights and all that. So when he seen the video or the pictures from the video, he was pretty impressed and decided to go get some different bullets. After having shot these, I'm probably going to buy some different bullets to use in this gun if I'm going to hunt it a lot. So most of these, I have 2 or 3 boxes of one particular, and then I buy a box or 2 of this one and that one just to test with the gun. So the first bullet up, let me go ahead and show you. This is the data that I put together. You can pause it. That way you'll have it to look at. But that's the data after it's all said and done. So the first bullet is a Winchester PowerPoint 180 grain, and I'm just going to give you, you can go back and pause that and look at it, but I'm just going to give you the bullet weight, the recovered weight, and the bullet weight retention, and you can figure out the velocities and look at it from there. Now, I don't have a chronograph. Maybe one day I get enough subscribers or views or something to be able to buy one. Right now I'm just having fun and loving the Lord and wanting to have you along for the ride with me, and maybe I can do a little something to tell you a little something about the Lord or something on the way. But Winchester PowerPoint 180 grains. The mushroom was decent, but when you look from the back side, it's not that much bigger than the bullet. So it was a 180 grain bullet. Recovered weight was 155.4, which that's not bad. Had a weight retention of 86.3% weight retention. The next bullet was the Hornady Whitetail 170 grain soft point. This is one of those bullets that does not cycle very well in semi-autos. I think the tips are just too blunt and they want to stovepipe as they go in, so I had to feed them one at a time. So that's this bullet. I can't say it done horrible, but I just wasn't overall happy with it. Would it take a deer? Absolutely. But I want a quick, clean, ethical kill. And for me, these bullets just really didn't cut it like I'd hoped they would. So it's a 170 grain bullet. The weight recovered was 154.6 grains. It had a 90.9% weight retention, which is really well. That's really good. However, the mushroom to me just, it looks pretty decent. Yeah, it would take a deer, no doubt. It just wasn't that impressive to me. Maybe it's because of the next two that made me feel a little less impressed about it. So the next bullet was the Winchester PowerMax 160 grain bonded hollow point. Now this is another one of those bullets that really didn't cycle well because of how blunt the tip is. I fed it one at a time, but that versus that or that, I mean, come on, that's a big mushroom. So there's the bag. Dropped it. So that bullet come in 160 grain. Recovered weight was 149.3 grains. It's a 96.6% weight retention. And that is a really big, beautiful mushroom. Pretty tickled with that bullet. However, last but certainly not the least is this one. Winchester Copper Impact 150 grains. Holy cow. I mean, look at that. That is crazy. There's the back. That is a beast. 150 grain bullet. Weighed in just like that right there at 148.7 grains. It is a 99.13% weight retention. That's insane. That bullet flat exploded through the jugs, The first 3/8 hole through that first simulated rib wasn't all that explosively big. It was pretty decent. By the time it passed through 2 jugs, it blew a pretty big hole out the back. It left a huge hole through the lid, and that was the recovered bullet. 99.13% weight retention. If I go back and buy a bolt action one day, the Power Max 160 bonded hollow point, which was that one, was a really good bullet, but the copper impact, I mean, it just, yeah, it really amazed me. I'm really becoming more and more a believer of the copper bullets. I really am. Of these 4 bullets, yeah, the 160 grain Winchester bonded hollow point, I would give number 2, and the copper impact by Winchester was definitely my number 1. The Hornady, I guess, number 3, and the Winchester 180 grain power point was definitely my number 4. I just about shoot those last 2 for practice. Maybe they do better and something even more. I'm not sure I'd want to hunt with them, but they'd take deer. Yeah, they would. But there again, I mean, if I'm going to hunt and I want to make a good, clean, ethical shot, those aren't the bullets that really, to me, after shooting them, says, oh, I believe in those. And then when my nephew told me he shot that deer at like 35 yards, and it didn't act like it was hit that hard, and he put another round in it, and then he recovers the deer a little while later, and the bullets didn't go all the way through. And I'm like, what? 35 yards? I don't know. But I wasn't that impressed with them. Yes, I try to torture test these bullets pretty hard. I want to know that they're going to perform, and I want to know which one's going to perform the best. I'm kind of curious as what the 350 Legend would be like against, say, 20 gauge slug. I'm kind of curious about that. I'm going to have to save up. I got a 450 Bushmaster, but I don't have enough bullets right now to do a 3 cartridge or 4 cartridge test like I have these other ones, but we're working on it. Maybe I get time here in a few weeks, I can go ahead and do a 7 mag, 300 Win mag, 30-06, 308, 7mm 08. Those are some I believe I've got enough I could go ahead and do. So, depending on work, depending on weather, see what we can do. Alright, until next time, love God, love hunting, love your family, love the outdoors. But remember, Jesus is coming soon, and we can really enjoy life while we're here waiting and working for Him. Take care.